What is up, guys? This is TCM MarkyB's tips and tricks video. I'm going to go into a really brief video on ideal situations and how to play Freight Domination. Right, as you can see off the start, I've got A and B flag, which is ideal. You're going to have to hear me say this phrase a lot in this video, but I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet because I think the short and sweet videos will be the best for this series. Just try and really explain how to play Freight Domination to the best of my ability, and this is all in my opinion. I just like to stress that once again. So A and B. You have A and B off the start. Obviously, it came down to a few different factors as how you got A and B made. Maybe you outplayed the opposite team. Maybe you made some clutch kills. Whatever. You have A and B. You're in an ideal situation. Now, what do? I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't camp in red. Do not camp in green. This is what we do not want to do. You do not want to get yourself reliant on making clutch kills on the B flag. That's what you do not want to do, because there's so many things that can happen. For example, they can cap it from here. If you're in green side, they can just easily cap it from here. Obviously, they're not going to be doing that as much because that would be on your spawn side, but I'm saying you're not in an ideal situation. You do not want to be sitting in your buildings, contrary to popular belief, because a lot of top teams, in Europe in particular, no disrespect to the European teams, I didn't really see this much from Americans, but they seem to think that camping these buildings is the way to go, and when you're going to come up against a really aggressive team, you're just going to get blown out of the water, to be honest, because it's the wrong way to play. You want to have subs. You want to have at least three subs, and be constant. You might not want to use a sub off the start. You might want to use what you're comfortable with, but honestly, you're going to want a submachine gun when you're in this situation. When you're up in their spawn, you want to be marauding around. Obviously, it's you don't have a particular place you're going to go. You're going to be covering up the cracks as such. So if one of your teams pushed up far on the left, one of your teams pushed up far in the middle, you can then cover the right, etc. and so on. Like, cover up your teammates' cracks. You go to the nearest position. You need to cover rotation. I mean, it's pretty simple. You want to. The thing is with Freight Domination, I really need to go into more detail on this to make this really worthwhile. But on Freight Domination, once you have the A and B flag, I'm going to use the word not the word strength of breaking certain spawns. For example, on strike zone, a lot of you may have been trying to trap people in B or trap people in a specific place. Regardless, strike zone is one of the easiest maps to flip the spawns. Not intentionally. I'm not saying you want to flip the spawns, but Freight spawns are so strong that they, from the majority, it seems to work in our wave system, so sometimes they'll occasionally spawn out, which you have to just deal with. But for the majority, they'll continue to spawn back C. You'll be able to continually kill them over and over again. And with that being said, even if you die when you're being pushed up here, even if you die, by the time they get onto B flag, they then need to make another wave of kills, which is the real advantage here. The real advantage of pushing right up into their spawn and really taking. You're going to be slaying the fuck out of them off spawn, and it really does start to. There's always other like things you need to take into play. If you're slaying the hell out of them at spawn, they're losing a whole lot of confidence. Their team are getting frustrated. Things like that. These all come into play in Call of Duty, and that really can frustrate the opposition. So slaying off the spawn is key. It's key. You need to be super aggressive, in their face up in this area, just doing what you can, making clutch kills, clutch plays. Obviously, but if you die, it's not the end of the world, guys. It's not the end of the world, because if if you have B and that you die on this left hand side, I'm going to show you. If you die here or in this area, they start to push out here, maybe as 3 or 4. You're actually going to spawn outside red unless they block the spawn in some way, whether that's looking at it or so on. You're going to spawn around the bottom red area, and you're going to be able to continue the pressure. You're going to be able to continue to apply the pressure to their spawn by running through red, pushing up, maybe coming through green, and cut them off there. You're going to continue to be able to do that, obviously, and I want to install the real key to this map on your head. It's pressure. SMGs, even if you don't want an SMG, whatever, just constant pressure with whatever gun you're using on these back spawns. But I need to quickly say this, you can also do this on the opposite side. Obviously A and B is ideal because the spawn is stronger. It's a stronger spawn. It's harder to flip, like I said before. So A and B is ideal with them having C. You
Securing C.
maybe if the situation is right, pushing for the neutralization or pushing for the cap if their A and A is a lost cause. But that being
All
said,
points held. Defend your
obviously
positions.
in this game it's an empty game, so there's no one in the game. Have it C and B may be a situation you're in. You may have C and B and you may need to control it. It is actually not as easy, but it is pretty easy to dictate the spawns on this one as well. You can keep them spawning back there. And that's the end of my video, guys. Obviously I've kind of had to draw this short because I've capped the flag. But if you do the same sort of idea comes into play on that side. You want to keep putting pressure on the white building, on the brown building, on the containers, and they'll continue to spawn back containers. They'll continue to spawn that back left corner if you keep pushing up that right hand side. Obviously, like I said, it was about the strength in spawns. It is a weaker spawn. It is a weaker spawn, and when you do push into that spawn, they're going to spawn C, which is where you want them to spawn. So you want to push that aggressively again. You do not want to be camping buildings. So yeah, guys, that's how to play Freight Domination. Hopefully you've understood. Mainly the fact of pressure, constant aggression is the key. Not camping your buildings, not playing slow paced. Aggression, aggression, aggression. This is the key, in my opinion, to this map. Obviously, it's not always going to come down to that. Sometimes it's going to come down to clutch plays. If it's two top teams going at it, sometimes they're going to neutralise each other's aggression and just completely counter each other. But in the ideal world, you're going to want to do exactly what I just said. If you've not seen it before, in my video against Vitality from a couple of weeks ago, obviously near the start of the game, you'll see the aggression that I was actually putting on. We as a team were putting on their back spawn, constantly pushing up, and we were stressing that out in our comms how important it was. And that's the end of our video, guys. Hopefully you guys this helped you out, and I'll continue to do videos like this if you want to see this sort of content. And I'll see you all later. Hope you've enjoyed it.